What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've done a video because of, we'll say, COVID. That's as good a reason as any, but I just hadn't really been doing a whole lot as far as videos lately. But I did want to share probably our newest project. Check it out. Alright, so we got the Gladiator, and I've been looking at these for quite some time and just kind of been going back and forth. Is it really a Jeep? Is it really a truck? And I got to tell you, I really love it so far. We ended up going with the Overland model. Now, I'm not normally one to get what is normally considered not the best or not as expensive. I usually will go all out. But the reason I got the Overland model was for a couple of reasons. I'll show you. First of all, it's dirty in here. The leather interior. Now, not that you can't get leather in a Rubicon, and not that you can't get this color in a Rubicon, but we couldn't find one locally that was in this color. And this is actually going to be my wife's daily driver, so I wanted something that she was going to like. And I really like the way the thing is laid out. Now, you want to talk about extra? This is a diffuser that diffuses essential oils inside the car. That's my wife, and she's extra. However, I like the leather on the dash here, but I kind of like this stitched leather look on here. It looks a little bit more luxury probably than the Rubicon. Now, I do wish I had some of the Rubicon features. I wish that we had the locking diffs. I wish that we had a little bit more of the stance. If you'll notice, the Jeep actually has the Rubicon wheels and tires on there, and the dealer actually did that before we bought it. And so I don't like the Overland wheels at all, so I'm glad they went ahead and did that, and that was kind of included in the negotiation process. But I think it gives the truck a better look. And so the main reason, though, we got the Overland model was because of price. And that's not normally something that I really get hung up on either, but I got almost $8,000 off the sticker. They were just having a better sale on the Overland models. This one did come with the LED lights, which are a must for me unless you're going to change them out, but I like the factory lights just fine as far as the LED goes. Probably going to do some modifications to some lights as time goes on. This one did come with the running boards instead of the rock rails. Now, I actually bought a set of rock rails I was going to put on here. My wife likes the steps, and I tell you one thing I have noticed on gravel roads, these do protect a lot more than the rock rails. On my last Wrangler, man, these fender flares with just the rock rails, they get a lot of rock chips. So we're probably going to keep those for now. If you look back at the whole Jeep, the stance is okay. The Rubicon would be a little bit better. The tires and wheels, I think, make it look a little bit more off-road capable than just the standard Overland wheels. But overall, I really like the look of the Jeep. The dealership also had the windows tinted already, so we pretty much had turnkey what we wanted. I have added a few mods on here so far. If you'll see, I added the bed cover on here. This is a Gator bed cover, and I don't have a lot of experience with Gator. I have some friends that have had them in the past, and I got this for a couple of reasons. One is that it comes off really easy, and so these latches just pull down on both sides, and this is a trifold. Now, I'm not a big fan of the trifold. I normally like the roll-up, but that's because that's as far as it goes. But with the Jeep, I can pretty much get my hand back in here to get back to anything I need. This is actually the Freedom Panel bag I just keep in here. But the main thing I liked about this cover is this is the mounting point. There's one on each side, and basically that's all that's holding this thing on. So if you wanted to remove this, literally just a few turns and the whole thing comes off as is. So we got this basically just to keep stuff from blowing around, and I'll tell you that after having a Wrangler for all these years and having the top off a lot, because honestly that's why I bought the Jeep, to get the top off, the doors off, you need a place to put something that's not going to just blow around everywhere. We did go with the painted flares, the painted hardtop. I really think that changes the whole look of the Jeep, so we really were looking for those. As far as the interior, I got kids, so there's the car seat. But as far as the interior goes, it's pretty much like a Wrangler on the inside. The top is different, so getting the top on and off is a little different than the Wrangler. Another mod that I had done, I got the hot headliners. I actually picked these up from a guy locally who had bought a Gladiator and ended up selling it before he put these on. So I got a really awesome deal on these. Got it in the front and the back, and I can tell you it made a huge difference in the sound quality of the Jeep. Insulation wise, I'm not sure yet. It's just May, so it hasn't gotten really hot, but as far as road noise, it really made a difference as far as sound in the Jeep. You can talk a little bit easier, you can hear the radio a little bit better. So as far as, is this my dream Jeep, there are probably a few things that I still want to do to it. I'm really not a fan of the bumper. Now that bumper is not much different than the Rubicon bumper, except for the fact that it doesn't have the red tow hooks. That's pretty much the only difference. I'd like to maybe have a bumper. I'm probably going to put some pillar lights on here, and I'm not going to get crazy with the lights, but what I like about pillar lights and some of the pillar lights that I've had in the past, that like the rigid lights that I had on my last Wrangler, they put a side beam out so you can kind of see this area of the Jeep, as opposed to if you just mount something on the front bumper, you're really only getting from here forward. I do like being able to look from the side and see if something's in the woods, if a deer's going to run out, things like that. Taking the top on and off, that's pretty much the same process as the regular Wrangler. The rear top is a lot lighter than the Wrangler, obviously because it's smaller, but I had this really cool hoist that I made for my Wrangler top, and it doesn't work for the Gladiator, so I have to take this top off manually. It's not very heavy, but in my current state without having a hoist, it kind of is a two-person job. Now I've seen some folks on YouTube that once they got a tonneau cover, they kind of roll it back and lay it on top of there. It's not hard to pick up. What it is just kind of cumbersome when you're trying to take it off the Jeep. So I don't know if I want to try that, because I have these little buckles here that will be on the glass. I'm not sure I want to risk that. So I usually have somebody here that can help me set it off, and we just kind of get it out of the way so it doesn't get scratched. But love taking the doors off, love that whole part of the Jeep. The only other thing is I had a sunshade for my Wrangler, a spider web shade. It obviously doesn't fit because the cab is not the same either, so I'm probably going to invest in one of those at some point. But anyway, I just wanted to share this with you, show you what we've been up to lately. Honestly, I've got about 1,200 miles on it so far, and I've been having so much fun. We really haven't had time to make a video about it or show it, so that's kind of what we're doing today. But it's just been a great vehicle. We've loaded the family up in it, thrown a grill in the back, cooler in the back, headed off into the mountains, and just really had a good time. So stay tuned to see what we do to this thing. It's probably not going to be too crazy, not going to be anything really crazy actually. Again, this is my wife's daily driver, and so this is something that she's going to have to be comfortable getting in and out of and comfortable driving. So it's probably going to remain stock with a few additions, nothing major as far as drivetrain, probably no lift, anything like that. But I do have some plans for some lights in the works, and so I'll share those with you as they come along. So anyway, stay tuned to see what we do to this thing.